She left me on the ship. On today's Hot Chocolate Travel Chat, we are going to talk all about the Carnival Fascination cruise that we took in August of 2018 for my mom's sister's birthday. 17 of us flew from all over the US just so we can celebrate her birthday. It was an awesome way to do the ultimate family reunion because not only did we celebrate her birthday, but on just about every island we went to, we ran into a family member, and it was just absolutely crazy. So super excited to share all of these memories with you.
Our bags are packed, we are ready to go, and we are heading down to Puerto Rico.
Yes, and I purposely chose a stop in the Houston airport on our way to Puerto Rico because there was this burger place. I can't remember what it's called, like Pop's Burgers or something like that.
Something like that.
And I had this amazing Greek burger, and I said, you know, if we're going to have a long layover anyway, because we have long layovers wherever we go from Alaska.
Might as well have it in Houston, because
Yes.
we love that burger place.
Yes. However, I did not realize that there were 2 airports in Houston. Sad to say, didn't get the burger. I even checked what time they opened. That's like how much I planned our
It was intentional.
trip. Yeah, it was very intentional. And now I don't even remember what we ate.
We still ended up going to a nice restaurant in the airport, but it wasn't the burger that we expected.
No, it really wasn't. Oh my goodness. So as we are making our way to Puerto Rico, our family's coming from all over the rest of the US and making their way to Puerto Rico too. Because one thing we like to do before a cruise is make sure to get to the cruise port a day before, just in case anything happens with your luggage or flights are late. Just one less thing to stress about before the cruise.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we get to Puerto Rico, and of course, we stay at the Marriott.
Yes, and we were looking at my YouTube channel, and the first video that I ever posted on this channel was of this hotel. So if you want to check it out, click the link on the video or in the description box below. Now that I watch it back, I'm like, oh gosh.
Makes you want to go again, right?
It does.
Yes,
it really
we
does.
love that place.
I liked the hotel where we stayed. I loved it a lot.
Loved, yeah.
And what I really enjoyed is the fact that it was right up against the beach, so you could just walk from the resort right onto the beach.
You leave the entrance of the Marriott Hotel, and along the streets are all these restaurants that you can just walk to.
True.
Which my family and I did. We just walked.
So actually, our family didn't stay in the same resort that we did.
No.
Our family stayed in a different hotel, and they all Ubered to our resort.
Yes.
And then we walked to all the cool food places.
Yes. Yeah. We did have the coolest hotel ever.
Yeah.
Yes.
So then, yeah, we did eat a lot of different foods. There was fish, there was plantain, there was just a lot of variety. So that was kind of our pre-cruise fun with our family.
Yes.
And that was like, you know, the initial when like you haven't seen your family in a long time and you're like, ah, nice to see you, giving hugs and everything. So definitely enjoyed that first day.
Yeah.
And if you see us looking off to the side, it's because we set up a TV here with all of the photos so we can see what you're seeing at the same time. Yes, so the cruise port in Puerto Rico. I think a cool thing about it is the fact that if you forgot anything to bring on your cruise or any last minute items that you need, there was like a CVS or a Walgreens right across the street that you can walk to. And so that's a really cool thing to know about the cruise port. So you don't have to have like an extra stop on your Uber or something. You can have them just take you straight to the cruise port, send your suitcases on, and then go and get the extra things that you might need.
You can check your luggage in and then explore right outside of the ship.
Or I guess depending on how big the item is that you need, go pick it up, then check your suitcase in so that it goes, you don't have to carry it while you're on the ship. Yeah.
Makes sense.
So this is where all the family that we had seen the day before, they all went back to their hotel room, and then we all met back outside of the cruise port. We were still waiting on some family they were flying down the day of. However, we don't recommend this because we left from Alaska and we took about 2 or 3 flights to Puerto Rico. We had no issues, nothing wrong. Our luggage all arrived on time. They flew from Texas and it was just one 5-hour flight, and their luggage didn't make it on with them. And it's just like, how did that happen? It was one flight. It makes no sense.
Yes.
But one of our family members didn't have their suitcase for the first 1 or 2 days of the cruise.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucks.
They got it on our next stop in St. Thomas.
So then they were a day without it on the cruise, which it's not ideal. But it that's always why I suggest, even if it's just one flight, just take the time, save yourself some stress, and get there the day before. Yes, I feel like we could do a whole video
on day
stories.
Before.
Yeah, stories of people whose luggage didn't make it, who completely missed the cruise and things like that.
Yes.
If that's something you want to see, comment below and we might make another video about that. Yeah. But on this first day, our family likes to wear matching t-shirts. So we all had red and white t-shirts, well, white with red ink t-shirts. And although you and I were waiting for our t-shirts from the family, that was delayed. So on these first photos, we're not actually going to have our t-shirts on.
I know.
Because they got sent to the family in Texas so that they didn't have to ship it to Alaska. Yeah. But it will match in later photos. The ship, Carnival Fascination, they had a water slide, and I think that was about it for things that were special. I don't remember much about the ship, to be honest.
No, we didn't focus on the ship because we had so much to do.
So our first stop on this cruise was St. Thomas, where a family friend picked us up, and they were so sweet. They fixed a ton of Caribbean food for us, so we didn't have to go shopping or anything, or because sometimes when you get to an island, you either buy food there or you head back to the ship for lunch. But their food, I would say, it was better than the cruise.
Of course, local cooking.
Oh my goodness!
Our friends had an array of food for us. Oh man, and
so good.
And we enjoyed every bit of it.
Yes, and we set it up on the beach, and there was just tables upon tables, and our family lined up, and it was just nice to be able to chat with friends, chat with family, and it was just so, I don't know, very heartwarming.
It was. Lots of love and care went into that excursion.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we had family that worked at the cruise port,
who later ended up working in Alaska.
Yeah.
Next, we went to the island of Dominica. And that island is a place we've been to. When I first went there, we stayed there for 2 weeks.
Yes, and I was born in Dominica.
She was, so she's from there. This is another place where we decided to split up. You and I had just gone to Dominica, and we were headed there again in a few months, so we didn't do the stuff that the rest of the family did.
We didn't want to go inland because we had already gone inland.
And we were there for 2 weeks.
And so now on this excursion, some of the family went inland and some of us stayed in the city. This
is another place where on our Seabourn cruise we did the Emerald Pool, but we'll again talk about that in another video. And actually no, I already did a video on that one.
You did?
I did. Okay, yeah, I did a video on that one. So again, if you want to, you can watch it. But we really just explored the botanical garden.
Yes.
However, I think it was the year after a hurricane.
In 2017, there was a major hurricane that just devastated the botanical garden. So, but I wanted to see it and see the effects because I saw it when it was good and I wanted to see what it was now. And so, a lot of help is needed for the rebuilding of that garden, which was a major landmark in Roseau. Yeah. So,
because Dominica is known as the rainforest of the Caribbean. Yes. They actually shot the third Pirates of the Caribbean there, and that just tells you how luscious and gorgeous it was. So to have the hurricane go through and just ravish it was just devastating. I'm happy that we got to see it before everything, and then also afterwards just to see how much of an impact it had on the land, on tourism, and now people aren't cruising, so that's another impact to them as well. So the reason for this cruise was, one of the many reasons for this cruise, but the main reason for this cruise was the fact that my Aunt Dinya was celebrating her birthday.
Yes.
And if you've watched our videos before, you know that we like to dress similar for dinner as a family. And so she requested that everybody wears a little bit of yellow, and the family did not disappoint. Everybody showed up in some form of yellow. It was just so cool to see everybody get together and do that. And on a cruise, when there's people who are taking your photo randomly, like as you get off ports and on the ship, they stop you to take photos. So when we looked at photos later that day, we were really close to our photos but couldn't go look at them because there was another family there looking at photos and they saw ours. They're like, oh, that's the family that was all dressed in yellow. And I was like, oh, that was us. I was like, that was us. So that was really cool to know that Even though we weren't doing it for anybody else, we were doing it for ourselves, but
Yeah.
people definitely noticed when everybody showed up in yellow. So really, really cool. And I will say, we didn't have like a competition or anything, but one of my aunts and uncles and their 3 daughters really did it the best, because not only did all 3 sisters wear the same dress, but their mom wore the same dress and looked hot doing it. Oh my goodness.
She looks so good.
Right? So we told them, you have to come down the stairs all together. And that's one of my favorite moments on the cruise, was all of them just looking all good and coming down the stairs. And I will play that video so you can see it.
We decided this time that we were just going to take our own photos along the main stairway, which is well lit. And we took turns taking pictures with family groups, and then, total group pictures or individual pictures. But all turned out nice, and it was just good to see everyone expressing themselves.
It was. Yeah. So like the grandparents would take their photos, then the kids would take photos together, and then the grandkids, which you're part of the kids, I'm the grandkids, and then family groups. So like one uncle and his family, one uncle and their family, you and I. So it was just so cool how many ways we took photos, and we took over the staircase, so people had to use the other side.
I was
like, there's another side over there. But, it was all for photos, and it was all for just sharing. And I think that was another great experience on this cruise.
Good one, yeah.
Next is Barbados.
We love Barbados because 3 months later we were back there.
We sure were.
And we stayed at the Sandals Resort. So if you want to,
Barbados,
if you want to see that one, see the description below.
Okay, so Barbados, I think, was the only place where we weren't meeting family.
Yeah, we had no family in Barbados to meet us.
My cousins and I, we sat and just sunbathed while our parents went and did like the sea turtle excursion.
Yes.
So I think all in all, Barbados was a really chill day.
It was a chill day.
Yeah.
We had been going, and so we kind of took it easy.
Yeah. Nothing planned, because I think you have to have some days where you just don't have anything planned and you just do whatever you're feeling like that day.
And this ship was kind of different because every single day we were at a different port.
That's true.
Yes,
Usually we have
7-day cruise, 7 ports. And so you had to use some discretion in what you did each day. Some days you just, did a lot, and then some days you relax.
True. Thank you. And then
the next day,
it was like a lot of family.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. So Grandpa doesn't like to cruise.
Yeah.
Which is okay, because instead of cruising, everybody pitched in to fly Grandpa out to St. Lucia.
St. Lucia. He's from St. Lucia.
So he could visit his family. So when we made it to St. Lucia,
and they could meet us.
Yeah. So and then a cousin provided transportation. So Grandpa met us, a cousin met us, and we all hopped on a bus and toured St. Lucia.
Yeah.
Yeah, so really cool. Well, so I've been to St. Lucia before, but never touched land, because about like 20 years ago, when I was 8, our cruise started in St. Lucia. Not started, it had a port in St. Lucia. However, our parents just left us on the ship.
Excellent childcare.
Yeah. I mean, I was 8, and I think my cousin was 10.
Yes. We left them on the ship, and we went out.
So every time I was like, Mom, you keep saying I've been to St. Lucia, but I don't remember anything about it. It's because she left me on the ship. So I didn't count that. This is my first time going to St. Lucia and actually stepping foot on land, seeing all the things that were there. One cool thing was there was like a traditional style oven in the earth.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so we can show a clip of a man baking bread. Yeah.
In the heart of the earth. It was good.
It was very great.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then met up with the cousin.
It was nostalgic, I should say.
Yeah. Met up with the cousin, took us to another family's house, and then where they all made us food.
Yes.
And it was so sweet because there were 17 of us. Well, now 18 including Grandpa.
Yes.
So there were 18 of us, and they fed us more Caribbean food.
Oh boy.
Man, we ate so good. I feel like this is the trip that we ate the best.
We ate the best.
Yeah.
Our family had tables of food everywhere for us. It was so good.
And they were so kind. Everybody's just so kind.
Everyone was so sweet. Yeah. And just it was nice just meeting different people and and seeing different groups, pausing and seeing all the different groups just chatting. The men were on one side at one point, the women were on this side, some were in the living room, some in the kitchen, some outside.
Some people were chopping coconuts so we could drink, and it's just amazing.
Yeah, lots of fresh fruit available for us.
St. Lucia's definitely a place that I want to go back. Yeah, I know. Going through all this, I'm like, oh man, I gotta go back. I really do. Oh man.
We had a good time in St. Lucia.
We did. Oh, this is one of my favorite photos where you and two of my aunts are looking at Trois Pitons. They're a set of mountain peaks, and that's one of my favorite photos that we have on this trip.
Yeah. So the cruise port was in St. Kitts, and some of us took an island hopper over to Nevis.
Like a little ferry. Yeah. And I bet you can't guess what we did.
What did we do?
We visited family. Ah! Surprise! Yes, we visited more family over in Nevis. And we ate more food. But we had a lot of fresh foods, like mango and this thing you called kinnip.
My brother actually climbed the tree and got some down for us.
True.
His family had so much, so many mangoes just waiting for us. And we ate our fill of mangoes.
It was so good. Since we had such a large group, in order to explore St. Martin, we had to get 2 vans because there wasn't a van big enough to hold all of us. Yeah, so that day we explored some of the markets, and then we headed out to the famous beach in St. Martin that's known for planes flying super close overhead, and it can actually be dangerous. I've seen some videos when the planes are taking off, because all the wind that blows back, you see people flying backwards. We didn't do that part. We just watched the planes fly over our head while we were on the beach. Yeah. We chose a safer option. Close. Yeah. So we ended up purchasing transfers from Carnival to take us from the cruise port to the airport. The rest of our family did Ubers, and I wish we had done that because there were so many people who decided to use the cruise transfers, and there was this huge group that took up 2 buses before us. So it would actually been faster and cheaper to do an Uber rather than go through the cruise line itself. I kind of wish we had done that. We'd already paid the money, so it was just we have to wait there. And it was hot. Oh my goodness, it was so hot.
For the times that we have used Uber has been really good.
Yes.
So I've only had positive experiences using Uber, and at that time I wished we had used Uber.
Me too.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of the things we love about cruising. Where else can you do this? You have the transportation to different countries and different experiences, and you take your family with you of different ages, and you can just have a variety of activity.
You don't have to cook or clean or plan activities.
Okay.
Yes. So if you like this video and you want to see more, make sure to like and subscribe. If you have any questions for myself or my mom, let us know in the comments below. If you just want to say hi. I'm super excited to hear from you. If you want to see more of our hot chocolate travel chats, make sure to click the playlist that you see on the screen right now because we're so excited. We've been to so many places together, and I've been to 34 countries. We've both been on 15 cruises. Can't wait to share more with you. So click on the playlist that you see and let's keep going.